Who spoke Pagdi Sambhal?
Banke Dayal, who was working as a head constable in the
Acha,
British
acha. Okay.
police. He
Okay.
resigned.
Acha.
And from the same stage, he sang this song, Pagdi Sambhal Jatta, Pagdi Sambhal Hoye. Lala Har was heard in a pin drop silence, and he traveled abroad also. And in Lala Har and Ajit Singh were arrested by the police in 1907, and they were imprisoned, but that was strongly criticized by the Indian leaders. And then ultimately, even the British government, it is told, criticized the governor for the arresting without reason. And ultimately, they were released in August, released after 6 months. Then he went traveled abroad also and were making very harsh speeches against the British government. In 1905, the British government had divided Bengal, for which was also criticized by Lala Har along with Bengali leaders. Ultimately, it was on 30th October 1908 when Simon Commission was to arrive at railway station Lahore, and Lal led the delegation or deputation who were giving the slogans, "Go back, Simon, Simon, go back." And the police resorted to lathi charge, by which Lal also suffered a large number of injuries, which were ultimately led to the demise, martyrdom of Lal Lajpat Rai on 17/11/2000, no, 1928, 17 ਨਵੰਬਰ 1928 ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਫਿਰ ਡੈਥ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸੀ। ਤੇ ਉਸ ਡੈਥ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਰਿਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ the people started criticizing the government of India. It is also told that Shaheed Udham Singh had attended that cremation, and when everybody had gone, he stood back. He touched the ashes of Lala Lajpat Rai, tapped him on the forehead, and took the oath that he would revenge of this. And even Basanti Devi, she was herself a great freedom fighter, but she was the wife of Deshbandhu Chitranjan Das. She gave a call. After the demise of Lala Lajpat Rai, does the youth and mankind of the country still exist? A woman of the land demands a clear answer. So the demise of Lala Lajpat Rai was throughout taken as a very serious incident in the history of independence. Now coming back to Ajit Singh, he had also cooperated with Lala Lajpat Rai all the time, and they had set up an assembly, association, organization, Mehboob-e-Watan, Anjuman Mehboob-e-Watan, which means Society for the Motherland. He was also sentenced to with Lala Lajpat Rai ultimately to Burma when they were brought back in 1907. Then Ajit Singh had absconded in a different country. He reached India back on the day of independence, August 15, 1947, and he died in the morning of that day in India. Now coming to Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he was born in 1856, but he was the first person who graduated, and he passed LLB also, but he entered the public life in 1880. He joined the Congress also in 1890, but his thoughts were very different, and he was the admirer of revolutionaries. He had given many slogans which were virtually embarrassing the British government. He said one day he started publishing a newspaper also, in which one of the weekly the release of paper he wrote, to rule is not to wreak vengeance and the use of jail as a punishment. He challenged the British people not to do so. Ultimately, case was started against Bal Gangadhar Tilak. He argued his own case, and he ultimately said that possibly there are higher powers in the providence, and they might feel that my cause would be better represented if I remain in the jail. So he was a great admirer of Ghadr Patriots. Even Ghadr Patriots had published a Ghadr Di Goonj book, Ghadr Di Goonj. The photo is which published at page 148. They had, when Bal Gangadhar Tilak was sent to jail, they wrote in Punjabi poem, "My baap chhade sake sehn chhade apne zigar de Lal Singho, Mr. Tilak varge which dev tadfan, ਭਾਰਤ ਵਰਸ਼ ਦੇ ਨੌ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਸਿੰਘੋ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਤਿਲਕ ਨੂੰ ਕੈਦ ਕੀਤਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕਰੋ ਹੁਣ ਗਰਕ ਪਤਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ." This was virtually in the as a tribute to Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So once Bal Gangadhar Tilak had said that independence had given the slogan that Swaraj is his birthright, Swaraj is my birthright, and I shall have it. At another occasion, he said, if patriotism is a crime, I am a criminal. And once again, he had said another sentence which had become the proverb for the patriots. Chhatrapati Shiva's day and Ganesh, the Ganpati worship. He popularized these two functions, and every time, every year, these two functions used to take place. Then he said that if he had one Lala Lajpat Rai and one Sri Aurobindo Ghosh in every state, then he would see that the government does not collect the funds for its own safety or recruit the Jawans of Punjab or of India in their army. So they had a very, when Veer Savarkar was to go to London, Bal Gangadhar Tilak had recommended his name to Shyamji Krishna Varma that he should be given a place in India House and a stipend for as he wants to further studies, to continue studies. So far as Bankim Chandra Pal is concerned, he was born in 1858 in Sylhet, which is now in Bangladesh. And he had a great follower. He was a follower of Keshav Chandra Sen. And once a case was started against Sri Aurobindo, and Bipin Chandra Pal was summoned as a witness. Bipin Chandra Pal didn't appear as a witness. As a result, Sri Aurobindo Ghosh was discharged, and case was imposed on Bipin Chandra Pal for disobeying the orders of the government or the court. That has become very sensitive issue. And when the case was proceeding against him, they used to call Bande Matram That was also taken from Bankim Chandra Chatterjee's book. And then the Bengal, and this man, Bipan Chandra Pal, had was proceeded against for disobeying the order of the court. Ultimately, uh, they Bipan Chandra Pal and Lala Har Dayal, they have a trio, and they were virtually working in coordination with each other.